Well, hey, everybody. My name is Kyle, and this is...
Pastor Joshua.
There we go. And this is the 5 After, where we continue the conversation that we began for our Sunday gathering. And if you were with us live, you just saw yesterday, I suppose, our conversation with Tina in front of Mindamoya Lake, just talking about this idea of action and taking steps of obedience. When God asks you to do something, are you doing it, right? Even when you don't know what the end result is going to end up looking like, right? So we got a couple questions. Some of them are a little bit silly, but here's one that we want to take 5 minutes or less to answer. All right, tell me about a time, a real life example that you shared your faith when you were nervous about it, and what happened.
Right. Yeah. So when we discussed this question, there was a story that came to mind almost immediately.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, when I was in Smiths Falls, I would do street evangelism, where I just walk on the street, talk to strangers about Jesus, which was super scary. I don't want to pretend that
Some people are thinking that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it kind of is. Like, I was nervous all the time, every day, but I still did it because I felt like that was something I was supposed to do. We were in Smiths Falls. We're in this one area, and it was a place that we went to often. And when we got out of our vehicle, myself and my partner, who was doing this with me, right away we saw this man kind of walk out of his house and start walking throughout the community.
Okay.
And right away I was like, okay, I need to talk to this person. But then as I got closer to him, you know, my human side, immediately I got scared, like legitimately scared, because this guy, his eyes were like wild and his hair was crazy and his clothes look old. And all of a sudden I got really, really scared and nervous to even go up to this person. I was like, what, is he going to yell at me? Is he going to do something worse? Like, I don't know what's going on here. But I just felt that I had to. So I went up to him, and I just started the conversation by saying something simple as like, hey, can I pray for you for anything? Is there anything I could pray for you for? And immediately the guy's eyes lit up.
Oh.
And there was a massive smile on his face. And he's like, yeah, you could pray for me. Absolutely, you could pray for me. He got all excited. He started sharing some stuff about his life. And he's like, you could pray for this, you could pray for this. And I just prayed for him right there and then. And the weeks after that, I went to the same spot, and I would see him again every once in a while. And we'd chat, and we'd talk, and he shared some of his story with me. And we actually became buddies that summer.
Okay.
And for me, one of the things that stuck out the most in that story is that just thinking about, like, what would have happened if I never would have talked to this guy? You know? It was a great opportunity that I would have missed. And with that, you never truly know what's going to happen in a conversation until you start it.
Sure.
You know, I mean, we do have prejudice. We do have bias. We think that things are going to happen the way that they're not, but God surprises us all the time. And so if I could just say one thing, if you are nervous, just be willing to try. Just do it once, see how it goes, because I will tell you, often there are surprises, and often you feel way better afterwards having done it than just walking the other way.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I think about a time where, you know, I was working in the Yukon in, you know, probably an environment that a number of people may not call healthy.
Sure.
In this, you know, restaurant, kitchen, working with individuals who all have their own stuff, right? And I'm just being myself. And they know at some level that, you know, I'm a Christian because I go to church.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, like when I think about the idea of just sharing my faith and like going up to them and being like, so Joshua, let me tell you about what I believe right now. And you're going to sit there and you're going to listen. I'm going to ask you to make a decision. Right. Like, I'm not doing that.
Sure.
Right. You know, like, and also there are some professional courtesies here of like, you know, asking, can we get a cup of coffee versus let's use our employer's time right now and ignore the orders that are coming into the kitchen.
Right.
Right. You know, like you have these, but like, honestly, as I'm just being myself and sharing the things that are most important to me, my values, just in the same way that I would share the other values in my life that don't have anything to do with faith. If I'm truly a friend with somebody, they're going to know who I cheer for when I watch a hockey game.
Right.
Right? Like they're going to know what I'm doing or how I love to spend my time outside of our time at work. Right? And being able to share those things might feel nerve-wracking at first because you think to yourself, because I think to myself, are they still going to be my friend?
Right.
And the truth is, in any other area of our life, if they were like, I can't be your friend because you cheer for the Leafs.
Right.
You know, like, or I can't be your friend because, you know, fill in the blank. You'd be like, what are you talking? Like, you're the weirdo right now,
Sure.
right? You know?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And the truth is that when we have a real relationship, even when we don't agree with one another, that those things aren't as scary.
Yep.
And you can disagree without being disagreeable. And it's often in those disagreements and then continuing to live in relationship that you actually have moments to share.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. All right, that's been 5 minutes. We could say more, I'm sure.
Yep.
But we promise this 5 minutes, all right, for the 5 after, not the 10 after.
Yes.
All right, so guys, thanks for the questions. Keep sending them. Text them to 705-692-1658. Nothing is off limits. All right? Peace.